Welcome to a Python lab, creating a Cosmo app, cosmetics shopping app. This application can enable to manage your local shopping, cosmetic shopping. So you can simply create a cosmetic application using Python and store the information you have to record into a JSON file. So now we will create a Cosmo app which can enable to register new items, which can enable to update sold items and delete items from a dictionary. We also store recorded information into a JSON file for later use. So in this tutorial, we will learn how to create a simple application using Python dictionary and JSON file. Then we can analyze using Pandas for understanding the data. Now the first thing we should follow. Step 1, we have to create an empty JSON for file to store our data. So the first thing, we just create new file, a JSON file. Empty JSON file is just like this, empty JSON file. Save your file in the same directory with your Python file to easily access your JSON file without specifying any path. So you can simply store in the same directory. Now we have created our JSON file, and we go back to our code editor and edit our codes. Once we have created our Cosmo.json file, we just go to step 2. Step 2 is read a JSON file and check the items available using JSON file library. First, we import JSON library, Python library. To understand how to read write JSON file, you can watch the previous tutorials how to read write JSON files. So we just import JSON, then we open our file. Our file name is cosmo.json in read mode, and save the object as any temporary variable. Once we have opened our JSON file in read mode, we just load the JSON file, and store into dictionary. For the first time, your dictionary looks like Cosmo empty, like this, for the first time. So for the first time, your dictionary look like a Cosmo empty dictionary. Empty dictionary is like this because you don't have any information recorded and stored in the JSON file. Once you have recorded any information related to your shopping, the information of your shopping, then you can update your dictionary. Now we can check by printing this in the console. We can run this. This is just like this, empty dictionary, because it has no any information recorded stored in the dictionary, in the JSON file, and the JSON file is loaded and stored in the dictionary variable. So that dictionary variable is empty dictionary. Once we have read the JSON file, we go to step 3. The step 3 is create a manual or menu to easily understand by the users of this application. So we can simply create like this manual. We can just print statement. You can create structurally and run your application and check. This is what user manual. When the user press press 1, just add or register new items. When the user press 2, update sold items, delete sold items, delete items, and when the user press 0, just terminate the application or exit the application. Then accept user input here, and input when the user press enter menu. Like this. This is the user enter menu. When you enter 1, you can register new item. When you press 2, you can update sold items, and when you press 3, you can delete items and so on. Now we go to step 4. Step 4 is create a while loop and check the while loop if the menu selected is different from 0, else exit the application. If the menu selected is 0, just exit. While menu selected is different from 0, then we just go to sub-step 1. Sub-step 1 is condition 1. Check condition 1. If the menu selected is 1, we can register new items, item name, input, enter item name, and quantity, the amount of item, quantity, integer, input any amount, enter amount of an element, an item, and unit price, the price of a single item or an item. Then we can calculate the total price of the item by quantity, by multiplying by quantity. So this price is floating point. So enter unit price. Then once we have input all the data, the necessary information, then we can go to sub-step 2. This update dictionary. The dictionary we will update is look like this. Item name is the key for each item. Each item may contain item name, quantity, unit price, quantity sold, and so on. So there is a sub-dictionary that contains the information of that item. If we want to register lotion, so the lotion is one unique item, so that refers all the items of in the sub-dictionary. That is what the item name. quantity of the amount of that item, unit price, a single price of that item, and one quantity sold, how many amount of items sold. Now we just update like that, just like that. Sorry, the dictionary is Cosmo. Then item name is the key for that. Then we just create sub empty dictionary. Create empty sub dictionary with item name. So the item name is the key for other sub dictionary. Now we can update other item by referring the key and specifying the sub key name, sub dictionary key name. The item name is like this, and we also add the quantity, the amount of item, quantity, then assign the variable quantity, price, Cosmo, and item unit price of then we assign price, and we can add one more item, what is quantity sold. For the first time we just update 0. So after register the information, when the customer comes and buy any item from the store, then we can update how many the amount of items sold in the step 2, condition 2. If we can use else statement. If menu equal to 2, the user select menu 2, then update step 4, update the sold item, which means item sold. We just enter the item name to check the availability of the item in the dictionary. Enter item name, then quantity sold, the amount of items sold, int enter quantity sold, then step 2, sub step 2, just update, check the item is available in the dictionary or not. If item sold is in the dictionary Cosmo, we can update the quantity sold item Cosmo item sold, then the quantity sold is the item, the key, then update quantity sold, just like simple. We don't need to update any quantity item name, but we only update the quantities sold, the amount of items sold. Now we have finished step condition 1 and condition 2. Then we go to condition 3. Condition 3 is to delete a leaf menu is selected. Menu selected is 3. Then just delete the item. Item to delete. Enter the item name. Item name to delete. Then we use del Cosmo app. Then item to delete. All the information in the dictionary will be deleted once we have selected the item to delete. Then we can print any successful message information. Item is successfully deleted. Okay, now we finished condition 3. Then go to condition 4. Condition 4 is if we select other than 0, other than menu or different from the menus item, we just print any leaf error message. Different from 0. Then print. You didn't any you can print any error message. Select a valid menu. Please try again. This is the wrong message. Now and we just enter the menu again. Input, you wanna continue, please select the menu again. This is now we finished all this information. So we just finally the outer step 5 is update the JSON file, update the dictionary into JSON file. So first import JSON, then with open file we just call the file name JSON, But here we just use pass the argument w as to open the file in a write mode as any file. Then json dot dump, we pass here two arguments here. One is the dictionary name Cosmo, to update the contents of the dictionary into which means to write the contents of the dictionary into JSON file, and the object variable name cause. Then once we have finished this, we just run our program and check the errors, if any. Here, this is the menu. Then if I press 1, item name, lipstick, then enter amount of an item, 200, unit price, a single price, for example 100. You wanna continue, please select the menu again. Okay, I want to register one more item. Enter item name, shampoo, then enter amount 80, price, unit price 90. You wanna continue, we can re-enter. If we want to continue one more, we can register one more item, lotion, enter amount 300, price 130 birr. Now once we have finished, still we can continue to register more items. Once we have finished, we can press 0 to exit application, then enter. Now the application is we can check our JSON file here. Lipstick order register, quantity, unit price. Quantity sold is 0 because we didn't update any amount sold. So this is the dictionary file. Now the dictionary is the JSON file is updated. It is not empty. We can here to check out, we can print here. Can add print statement Cosmo in each here, print Cosmo, the dictionary. We can run this application again. Here the dictionary is returned here. The quantity, the amount of items sold is 0, no update. Now if we wanted to update the sold items, we just press 2 and enter the item name from the dictionary, lipstick. You should enter exact name, then enter quantity sold, how many amount of item, 100. We can say if the customer buy 100. Now look, here the item sold, quantity sold is updated from 0 to 100. So 100 items are amount of item sold from lipstick, and we can add more. We can add 2. For example, we can add shampoo. The amount of shampoo is that from 80 we can sell 30. Here quantity sold is updated. Here updated 30 amount of quantity sold. We can add more by pressing 2. I mean 1. We can add one more item. I mean soap. Then item amount of item. $200. Unit price. I mean 190 bir. So here the soap is updated here with price 190 bir and quantity sold is 0. We can to terminate this and to update the JSON file, we just press 0 and update our JSON here. We can just check out our dictionary, our here everything is updated. Look, quantity sold, soap is added. So this is what a simple Python program to create simple application. So once we have created, we recorded our information, we can analyze our data to understand and to understand our information. We just go to Jupyter app. Jupyter Lab. And go to the directory where our JSON file is located. JSON file is located, and we can first import libraries. Library. Import Pandas as PD. Import Json to read JSON file, and we can add more library. Then read the JSON file with open. Our JSON file name is Cosmo. This is what our JSON file. We read this Cosmo.json as file. Then we create new variable and load the JSON file. JSON dot load, then file name. We can print this JSON file. Here our JSON file is look like this, so then display this JSON file on the tabular format, which means on the data frame. Then we create any data frame, pd dot data frame from dictionary, from dict dot dict. Then the dictionary name is what? Cosmo. We create a data frame from dictionary. We can create data frame from CSV file, Cosmo or then we just call the def. Here, this is the data frame, lipstick, la shampoo, lotion. The column name is the key that identifies the sub-dictionary items, like this. So we can remove those column, index column. We just dot receipt index drop true. Here, this is what a data frame. So we display our recorded information and understand the data what we recorded using the application. So we can collect more information, more customer information, and we can also analyze the daily base prices and other sold items, blah blah. So now we can check def shape, the dimension of this dictionary, this data frame, 4 columns by 4 rows, 4 columns by 4 rows. We can also check the data type, df dot d types. This is also all are objects. Oh, here we add index or rent index, just like this. Then we can check the type, then quantity is integer and blah blah. We can add columns, name. I mean, no, we don't need to add. The names are this. Now shape is also like this. Now we can calculate the total price of each item by multiplying df dot we can create new column, total price, and update df dot quantity multiply df dot unit price. Then we can call this. Here, the total price for lipstick is 200 times 100 unit price. It is total price for each total price is 20,000 birr. We can also calculate. We can add one more column. We can how many item amount of amounts left from each item, quantity left, def dot quantity subtracts the quantity sold from quantity, df dot quantity sold here, yeah, from each item this amounts of quantities are left, so we can add more, we can analyze like this. We can also visualize the quantity sold and quantity left using plot, bar plot. We can state x is the name of the item and y is we can store quantity left, sold, and quantity left, and the type of the plot is any bar plot, kind bar. Then we can run. Go. Okay, there is mistake here. Quantity spelling. We can copy this here. There is a spelling error here. We can just analyze each for each item, lipstick, shampoo, and how many items. Here the legends we can identify by color. The quantities like this, and we can identify. We can go back to our application and we can update any information. Clear. We can update any information, or we can add here samuna. Oh, sorry. One samuna, and how many amount? Just 50. Unit price 15 birr. Here updated, and we can here add. Sorry. I mean, one Samuna, then 200, use price 15 per. Samuna is updated. We can press 0 and exit our application. We can go back to our Jupyter notebook and load our data. Look, in the end, we added this with no Samuna is added, and we can analyze any information here by executing this. Samuna is added in the end, like this. So this is what a simple Python program to create your own application to manage your local shop and analyze the information, the data, and understand the data also. This is all about today's tutorial. Thank you for watching.